Hey there, welcome to My Green Pets. I'm William Green. So glad to be able to do an update with the grow lights not switched on yet, so you can get a much better idea of what the color of the leaves and everything in the orchids look like. Under the grow lights they look very yellow, and that's really not the case. They're actually pretty green. So let's look at a few things that are going on. Alright, this plant is the star of the show right now. This is Cattleya Iliyapu. Its newest leaf is pushing out, and you can see the sheath down there inside. I would put this plant, if it is going to bloom, I would put this plant at about 5 weeks from blooming. Maybe 6. So that's exciting. If you look at it from the side, it's got quite an angle that it grew at there. Kind of was leaning forward and then it turned and it's growing backward like that. So it's going to be nice. Should be a nice display because the flower spike will come out and then display out here, far away from the plant. That's nice, and that's one thing that I read about Cattleya Rex, that it's got great presentation. It holds the flowers up well above the foliage, or well away from the foliage as well. So it really displays the flowers nicely. So looking forward to that. Of course, there are several other Rexes that are getting to that point too. This is Mayu. You can see Mayu's 3 growths. Also, this one, look at the angle down there. That one's leaning forward. I wonder if it's leaning this way because of the light reflecting off of this. Not sure, but whatever. It's okay. I don't want, if it does happen to bloom multiple spikes at the same time, I'm just hoping that they don't kind of run into each other and mess each other up. This is the time I'm starting to focus on, okay, what's the presentation going to look like? This one back here, Orchid. Oh, don't they look beautiful in the sunlight? Ah, yes. 2 really nice big growths on it. I gave this the dunk in the 5-gallon bucket last week. Let it sit completely submerged for about an hour, and then went around and picked off. I just found 3 snails, but they were big ones. I mean, not big for bush snails, so I didn't find any little ones, but snails live on in there no matter what I try to do. This Rex hasn't earned a name yet because it hasn't bloomed yet, but it is a really nice sized plant. You can see it's got 2 growths on it, and this one has popped open, and there's a sheath in there too, so hopefully it's going to earn its name this year. And I wanted to show you something just really detailed about the way that the Cattleya Rex grows. So once the leaf gets to a certain size, I think it has to do with humidity and water, but if conditions are right, the back of the sheath, you'll see where my finger is here, will actually split a little bit and allow this leaf to kind of come out and expand towards the back, so the leaf will come out nice and smooth. That doesn't always happen for some reason. I think, like I said, I think it has to do with humidity. You can see it's happening on this leaf as well with Mayu. The back of the sheath starts to split a little bit, giving the leaf room to push out. But that didn't happen on this plant. The back of this one did not split, and as you can see, as the fattest part of the leaf starts to push out, it almost gets scrunched up a little bit. You can see this kind of waviness there. So sometimes the leaves don't come out nicely because of that. That actually happened last year on Mayu. You can see there's still a bit of a wrinkle there, and then this one's really kind of a big wrinkle that happened in this one. And I'm not sure exactly, but like I said, I think I tend to notice it when the plants haven't been maybe not watered enough, or humidity's a little bit low. But that's just a little geeky detail about the way that the plants grow. And if conditions are perfect, then the leaves will push out nice and split the back of their sheaths and come out nice and smooth. And you know, this one came out perfectly, no wrinkles or anything in it. So I like them to come out like that. Now this plant is not a permanent part of my collection. This is a plant I am plant sitting for a friend, but it is in bloom. It's a Bulbophyllum, and the species is capillipes, I believe that's what it's called. But it's got a very cute little flower on it, and doesn't want to focus. Oh yeah, there it is. You can see the little mobile lip on it. Very cute. I don't smell anything from it. Can we get a profile there? Kind of. Yeah. Very cute. Very cute indeed. So this guy blooms. I think it does have a blooming season, like in the spring. It's already put out one flower spike, and then it's got this one, and it's got another little one pushing out there. So kind of try to keep it turned a little bit towards the sunlight that spills in. But that's pretty cool. I love bulbos. I want to show you that the Catasetinae are really growing now. This is Mormodia Jumbo World, and it is, get it in the sun here, new growth halfway up the bulb. I guess those roots will find the medium and just go on down there. And then you can see the second growth pushing out down there at the bottom. It's kind of hidden. I'm not doing a very good job here with my camera. There you can see the green there. And then, I don't know if it'll push out any more. I'm watching these little bulbs in the pot to see if they're going to do anything. I don't see any growth yet, but I would be surprised if that doesn't do something. So I'm thinking more and more maybe I should move it into a different pot, but I don't know. Maybe not right now. I wanted to show you how my Bullophyllic Mechanolabium, it's got a back bulb that's turning brown there from the top down. It's not really mushy, it's not wet. It is weird that it's kind of in the middle of two bulbs there, but I'm not messing with it right now. He does have something going on. Let's see if we can find it back here. New growth, new something. You can see just barely down there. I'm hoping it's a new bulb and that he's not going to try to spike again. Come on, Hal, we need you to make some new growth because you need some new roots. You can see he's real shriveled up. Come on, Hal, grow a new growth, please. A couple of the other little Catasetinae. We've got Signatus. I never know how to say this thing. Cooperi. Growth pushing out nicely there. And then starting to see the tops of the leaves there. And then we got a new little division of Rebecca Northern, Grapefruit Pink. And I'm very excited about this little guy. Look at that. Growing, just really growing nice. I'm going to leave it in this small pot, and I've actually got it in fine bark. And that's just how I'm going to grow it this year. Hope to get a bigger bulb and maybe at least a few flowers next winter. So we can compare this to the other Rebecca Northern clone that I have, which I got from SVO last summer. And wasn't super impressed with it when it bloomed, but be interesting to compare the two. I have a friend here in the area who really wants a Rebecca Northern, has really been looking for one, so I think one of these is going to end up going to them. And then Signatus Wine Delight over here, really taken off. You can remember this plant was enormous, right? And I sold off the largest back bulbs and just had a tiny little one last year that made this bulb. And the new growth is already almost as big as the last bulb, so that's great. You can see the nice little roots pushing out there. And the plant has been actively rooting all winter long. It never really stopped. So I did give it a little bit of water last week. You can see the leaves are kind of turning yellow. That's to be expected. It's pulling everything into that new growth. And I bet it's not long before those new roots are already hitting the bottom of the pot. So at that point, I'll probably start picking up the fertilizer, and that's when everybody's probably going to start getting a little bit more fertilizer. Right next to it, we got Cattleya Hardiana. Still trying to figure out what this thing is. Is it a growth? Is it a spike? Don't know. What do you think? Getting excited about Cattleya Hardiana. The parents of this clone, I mentioned last week, one of the parents is Varsovicii FMB. It's like Frau Melanie Boyd, something like that. Anyway, I saw one for sale on Chadwick's page for $1,500. So, nice to have that as a parent to this Hardiana. And the new growth really seems to be, it's going to be bigger than the last one, so that's good. I wouldn't say it's a super strong grower, at least not yet. I mean, it may have been through a little bit of a recovery, but I'm hoping to get that thing going. Then we can just look at the seedlings. Again, when you look at them in the natural light, they look so much greener. I was looking at the video the other day, and it's like the edges of the leaf almost look like a yellow color in the video under the lights, but they're pretty green. This is how I know I need to cut my nails whenever I make these videos. I'm like, oh god, that crept up fast. Little Rex ones here. Dawianos. Dendrochilum tenellum. If it's going to bloom, it's going to be in the next couple months. Here's one of my Peruflora Rexes with a nice new growth on it. Pushing right up there. Beautiful. Looking great. Even the little ones are really starting to... Look at that, roots climbing out of their pots. Little seedling leaves turning into pseudobulbs. Very exciting to see. Looking good, little guys. No medium. Just stuck in the bottom of these little clay pots and watered every day, usually in the morning and the evening. These guys have really come a long way. Just every time getting a little bit taller. These little guys stuck on antlers as an experiment. Lots of roots. This guy, I'm giving up on him. He's done. It's weird because he grew roots, but just never progressed up here. But a couple of them did survive and are doing all right. Larger seedlings, Cattleya Trionycations, finishing up its new growth. Ooh, big shiny fat bulb, wonderful, and starting to root off that bulb. I just noticed right off the bat that Triony roots so much more freely than Rex. Oh my gosh, it roots before the growth comes out, it roots while the growth's coming out, it roots after the growth's coming out. That is so great when you have plants like Rex that are just like, it roots once and that's it. You gotta wait till the next growth for it to root again. Thanks to Paula Hillbilly Orchids for picking up the other division of this Cattleya Jose Marti. I am super excited to be able to grow that with you and see what happens. And if yours blooms first, hey, that's great. Can't wait to see what those flowers look like. This is Cattleya Gascaliana. This came from Carter and Holmes last year. Didn't have much of a root system. It's just now getting going again. New little growth there. If this growth is even bigger than the last one, I'll be happy. Some Labiados here. This is that beautiful, beautiful, oh, can't even... Where's the light? There we go. Gorgeous purple color. Wonderful. Look how big it's going to be. Exciting. And then this Mossy Eye as well. Huge new growth compared to the old ones. Look at that. Wonderful. Love it. Alright, I haven't done it yet, but this Rex with this big ugly black spot and black stuff creeping up the rhizome there, or creeping up the back of the bulb. I think it's gonna get cut. I've been talking to enough people, and I feel like, okay. And I was originally gonna cut it here, like this is where the kind of the blackness goes down there. So I was gonna cut it here, but now I'm thinking I should maybe play it safe and even go up another bulb and cut it here instead. Even though this bulb looks totally fine, it could still have that black stuff in the rhizome. I might cut it here instead. I hate to, really hate to, but I also would rather not lose this plant. And I was looking at pictures from last year, and there was no spot on this plant last year, so it is advancing, even if it's very slow. And a grower told me last week that he's had rot go from slow to fast, and once it goes fast, you have less of a chance of saving the plant. So I think I'm gonna take that advice. Hate to do it. I hate cutting it up, because like each one of these leaves is like a year, right? So you're cutting off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of growth. Just cutting off 5 years right there. Boom. Garbage. It is what it is. This is Jessie Lee with her new growth pushing out here. Looking good. Probably won't bloom until autumn, but it's okay. And that's it. That is it. Nice to see everything in the sun for once. Alright guys, thanks for stopping by. And we'll see you next time right here on My Green Pets. I'm William Green. Take care.